All right, guys. So our next topic here is it stays in the vein of Warner Brothers, HBO Max, and all that because HBO Max themselves just recently announced an interesting new ad-supported plan for the platform. So if you're familiar with I believe Peacock does this right now, they have like multiple tiers in the kind of like that you can get for the service itself. So you can get the free. It's free, but it has ads, and then there's you pay X amount, and then you get so and so. You unlock more content, or whatever. Like Peacock has a kind of a very unique tier model like that. But it's kind of like Hulu, and they have the free version with ads, and then they have Hulu Plus with no ads, but you still get ads. So I don't really get that. You still have, it's like some programs still have an ad before the show. So I don't know. Regardless, HBO Max is now going to be doing that themselves. So they've come out here and they've given a couple of details on it. So apparently, this is not going to include any of their theatrical releases. So if you have if you're going with the free version with ads or whatever, well, it's actually not a free version yet. They just say it's an ad-supported option. So it doesn't say necessarily that it's going to be a free version with ads. I think they're leaning towards it. Correct me if I'm wrong, um, guys. But John, I know that you went through this article, but I did. It may just be a cheaper version, but showing
Exactly.
ads.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
my understanding of it. It was just going to be a cheaper uh, version because, I mean, to be honest, right now it's the most expensive streaming platform out there.
It can be,
So
because there are
not
Netflix tiers that can exceed it. Because I think my Netflix
okay.
is, like 15, 16, $17 a month or something,
Oh, okay.
because I
But
get, like,
it's up
the
there. It's
4K
definitely
version
not
and
the
yeah,
it's definitely not the what $6.99 introductory offer that Disney Plus offered when they
yeah.
came out. So
And that's the thing too, people, I don't know if a lot of people's maybe a lot of people I feel like give it a bad rap for it being expensive, but HBO has always been that price. It's actually
Yeah,
cheaper.
yeah.
I had to pay like $18 to get it through my cable provider. So when HBO Max came out at 15, it was actually cheaper than
HBO
HBO.
HBO's never been cheap. Like,
No, it's
and it
always
has
been yeah.
and it has more content than
Yeah.
HBO ever had because you have
yeah,
not only the HBO content, but then you throw in all the other various Warner Brothers content. So
Mhm. Yeah, it's
true,
definitely an
true.
interesting thing. And I know they HBO Max, as we've talked about before, they've been not really necessarily like struggling in getting subscribers, but they haven't had the success that they were hoping for, and not nearly the success that like a Disney Plus has had. Like Disney Plus just got, I think they just said that they passed 100 million
100,
subscribers
yep.
already. So like that was, I think their initial projections were like 40 million, and like they have well exceeded that, obviously. And HBO and Warner Brothers, they obviously thought HBO Max would be substantially better than where they're at now. So, and even so, even with Disney Plus, getting that 100 million subscribers, they still reported a loss
Really?
and that just shows how expensive these services are. So even with HBO, I want to say they actually did. Remember when we talked about this before? They should have around 50 million, right? Between all their things, so maybe 20 million. I can't remember. But either way, that
Yeah, it
puts them
was so
about the same.
weird.
Yeah, their tiering thing was weird.
Yeah, like what they counted as an HBO Max subscription, but then like they had so many that were just HBO subscriptions out there. It's
Mhm.
very strange how it broke down. And again, because of the branding of it, it became, I think people are confused about what they even have. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. Because
yeah.
I know in that article it was like anybody who had HBO or HBO Go, all they had to do was sign in with that same account, and you have HBO Max. And there was something along the lines of like 50% or more of those users haven't even activated HBO Max yet because they
yeah,
just don't know.
Yeah.
Like it's confusing. Like even for someone like us, when it was first announced, it was like, wait, what is this? And we're actually looking in to try to figure it out. So you can imagine like your mom is never gonna know. Like, 'cause they're
yeah.
not gonna care. Like, they're just gonna
No,
be like,
yeah,
"What
they
what
wouldn't.
what do I do?" Just press okay. Like, so yeah, so this is an interesting thing, like, that I could see definitely helping them bring in new subscribers as long as it's I don't it could be a double-edged sword because if they come out and it's, a more competitive price, we'll say, for, like, comparable to, like, Disney Plus is, like, they just went up to, like, $7 or $8 a month. They went up a dollar, um, since the introductory, run. But if it's gonna be the same price as that, but with ads, is that gonna be enough? Is that gonna be enticing? Because it's like, well, I don't wanna watch ads, like
Yeah,
everyone,
it depends on how many ads there are.
That is the one thing they do say on here, that they're not gonna feature ad breaks, so you don't need to worry about commercials cutting into, like, your
That's
Game of
good.
Thrones so what I'm guessing their model is gonna be is just like Hulu, for the like Hulu with no ads thing, because like I said off the top, like I have the Hulu with no ads, like I pay the extra for the no ads thing. But some content on Hulu still like they're contractually obligated to play an ad before the show starts and then after the show's finished, which you obviously don't have to watch that one because you're done watching the show. But I assume that's what they mean by there not being any ad breaks, so they'll probably just play an ad before the show, maybe 2 ads before the show, like, who knows? But that's my guess, is that they'll play a set number of ads before, like, once you start the show, and then you can watch it free, like, of interruptions afterward. That's definitely the better way of going about it, because I tell you what, I've been watching that Superman and Lois show. Like, I wanted to take a look at it, and I was if you haven't checked it out yet, pleasantly surprised. I was never a fan of how Superman was portrayed in the CW world and Supergirl and all that stuff. It was like the only way like they made Supergirl look good was to make Superman look bad. And like that's what they did for everybody. Like everybody could beat that Superman up. Like every one of them. Like I did not like what they did with him. But then this Superman and Lois thing, I gave it a shot. It's surprisingly good. Like it's actually good. It's not the same Superman. Like it's the same guy playing him, but it's not the same one. I think they've even said that he's from a different Earth than because they have the whole multiverse there in the CW Arrowverse thing.
Yeah.
Which are they even gonna? They still call it Arrowverse even though Arrow's done. I just find
Yeah.
that
I think
peculiar.
so.
I mean, that's just the common, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why this like CW verse, DCW verse. Like that's what it should be, DCW. Like
There you go.
there you go. I'll expect a check in the mail, Warner Brothers. Expect a check in the mail. But no, the show is actually surprisingly good. But I've been watching it on the CW app, and oh my god, dude, they play ads. There's so many ad breaks. Like it's insane. Like before the show, like 2 or 3 ads. It's just like watching regular cable. Like it literally is like watching.
That's
and
annoying.
It's really frustrating. And granted, it's free. Like I don't have to pay for the CW app and all that, so it's fine. But it is really obnoxious, like trying to watch a show and you get like you just the ads go on for so long, you just forget even where you left off sometimes.
Yeah, that's frustrating.
That's like that's the only reason I really don't like. I'm fine with them having an ad because like they need to get paid. That's fine. But like when you playing so many that like you just forget where you're even at anymore. It's like you get 5 minutes of show followed by 5 minutes of ads. It's like it's a bit of an unbalance. Like you need to like break it up. I'd rather sit through 10 minutes of ads before the show than to dice up the show and make me forget where the hell I'm at. So that's reassuring that hopefully they'll do that, but hopefully they won't play 10 minutes of ads just to watch the show. So we'll see. And honestly, too, the only other thing really I have to add about this is it says that it's not going to include the upcoming slate of theatrical releases, but they're only supposedly going to be doing that, at least for right now, for 2021. So what does that really mean for 2022? Like it's because you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's not like something they can exclude to kind of more promote the more expensive version. You know what I mean? Because right now it's like you can pay $8 a month, and you have to watch, you'll get ads and then you don't get to watch the theatrical releases. But that's not even going to be a thing come 2022 because they won't be able to say, but you can buy for 15, you can get all these theatrical releases and no ads. Like, so they won't really have that marketing angle come 2022 to entice people to upgrade to the more expensive plan.
I guess you'll have to wait and see. I mean, it's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the
No, go ahead, Rick. I was just agreeing
No,
with you.
that's all I was going to say, really. I was just commenting on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so I agree with Rick. We'll have to wait and see if that, because I actually don't know that they haven't said one way or the other that they're not continuing that. I mean, obviously it was intended as a this year thing for the pandemic, and I think in order to calm their partners down. They said that they were intending it to just be for this year, but they haven't come right out and said that they won't continue doing that next year. And if it drives enough subscribers to them, you can bet any films that they put into production going forward after all the debacle with this thing, they're going to have a clause in them that says if we choose to, we can put it on our streaming service.
Oh yeah. Or if anything, like I think what's gonna happen, because the bigger thing is like, despite what they want to do, we don't know what the theater industry is gonna be like come next year.
That's
That's
true.
the big
Yeah.
thing, because it's like they could go full steam ahead, want to do it back to normal theatrical releases next year, but if the theaters aren't open, like, well, they're reopening right now, but if they're not sustaining enough revenue because people aren't going anymore. Yeah, they're gonna just start pumping them on the streaming service, or that theatrical window is gonna not be 90 days like it was before. I think what they'll probably end up doing is putting clauses in, like probably doing something with the theaters and putting clauses in like particular movies, because I think Universal has done this with some of their movies, but like they get to choose. There's like some movies can have like a 7-day release window, and then it can go on the thing, but they have to like pay the theaters like something. I don't know. It's a big convoluted thing, but I just think we're gonna see that theatrical window probably shorten. But if like the theaters can't sustain any, if they're not bringing in money, we might just COVID may have just shot the whole freaking,
That
because
would suck.
like Disney wants to put their stuff right on Disney Plus. Like
Yeah,
that's what they want to do. But they know they can make billions of dollars in the theaters. So why would they not? But if they're not making billions of dollars in the theaters,
Why not do it on?
then they're just gonna put it on Disney
Yeah,
Plus.
just do it on
Same
Disney Plus.
same with HBO Max. Like we'll just put it out. Like whatever. Saves marketing. Like who knows? So I don't know, we'll just have to wait and see.
I just diving back because I didn't really say much about it, but I just need to say I hate the ad supported tiers of stuff.
Mm.
I remember when I went to like, and maybe it's because Netflix was the leader in the industry, and like they were the ones who kind of kicked off the whole streaming platform. But Netflix has never included ads with their stuff. So there's an expectation with streaming, at least in my mind, that you don't have to watch ads with it. You pay them a price, and you don't have to watch ads. And I still remember the first time I tried Hulu out, and like Hulu was like, "Oh yeah, whatever, $9.99 a month. You get access." I'm like, "All right, cool. I'll try that out." I start Hulu up, and I get 5 minutes into the first show I'm watching, and it stops, and there's an ad that plays, and I'm like,
Mhm.
That's
"Wait a
annoying.
minute! I'm paying you money to advertise to me. What is this crap? Why
Yeah,
in the
that's
world do
bullshit.
I want to pay you money to show me ads so that you can make more money? Like you either show it to me for free and throw in all the ads you want, or I pay you money and you just show me what I'm buying, because
Exactly.
that's
Yeah.
That should
way
cover
it
the
goes.
advertisement. Like,
Yeah.
That's why I hate them
So
playing all those damn commercials when you go to the movies anymore, dude.
Yeah.
yeah,
It's insane. Like,
At least there's
So,
no
I mean-
ad breaks in movies though, like in theaters.
no, but like, dude, they put the showtime like on your ticket. It says like 7:30. The movie doesn't start till
like
8.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, you're trying to plan your night, and they're like playing you 30 minutes worth of commercial. And it's not just trailers. It's 30 minutes of commercials and then trailers.
Yeah.
Like, and I hate that. Like, it's insane.
Yeah.
They need to fix that once the theater's back open.
Yeah.
Like that, because it was getting out of hand. Like, but I totally agree with you. Like, free with ads, I'm all for it. Like, you should definitely. I think Netflix should have that option. In all honesty, I think how the way Peacock actually does their thing, and I have to look more into it. But from what I've heard, is like they have a free version with ads, but only like some things are unlocked.
select
So like,
content.
yeah. So then you can pay to like unlock more content, but still have ads. And then you can pay another premium, like third tier, to just have
Jeez.
everything with no ads.
It's like an EA game. You just have to keep paying.
It kind of, but it's actually a good model because
That's a great analogy.
It really is. It's like it was really good, but it puts it's in the hands of the consumer what they want to do, how much money they want to spend, like what's important to them, and it gives them like some options. So like I'm all for, as long as it's not confusing and convoluted. But I don't know. Like
My biggest thing is I don't want to pay for something and then get advertising on top of it. You
Yeah.
give me the price, let me know what it is, and I'll decide if it's worth paying for it. And but you can be. I don't care how much you discount it. I'm never going to pay you to throw advertising into it. Like that just seems so wrong to me. Like,
Yeah,
why
yeah.
would I pay? Like, hey, why don't you come to my house and pitch me products while I'm washing my dishes? You know, like
Mhm.
and I'll give you money to do that. Like, why? Like,
Yeah.
no.
No, I'm totally with you. I do not like the paid and ad version. I'm totally on the same page. Free with ads, all for it. Do whatever you want, but I can see why they would do it, but as long as there's an option for free, like that's what I think they should do. If they want to do the whole, they should make it to where you get free with ads, no theatrical releases, and then the next tier is you get the theatrical releases, and then the $15.99 tier is everything. You know what I mean? So you get like a $5-6 a month one, um, and then that'll give you the theatrical releases, but you still have ads. But then you have the free version where you have ads and no theatrical releases, right? Like if
Yeah.
they want to do something like
Just make it
that,
simple.
break it up a bit, like have these like because again, it's giving the consumer some options. I'm all for it, and you're actually getting something out of it. So it's like you're free with ads, but if you pay, you get access to all these theatrical releases. And then if you're like, then you can bump it up and get everything. But but either way,
Well,
who
and
cares?
I mean, here's my biggest fear is that I think one of the reasons I hate the ads, regardless of what the tiers and options are, I just hate ads. Period. If you're paying, because
Yeah.
as companies realize that people will pay for that sort of thing, it's only going to be a matter of time before they go, you know what? Even on your highest tier, we're going to play an ad before your show. We're going to play an ad,
True.
they're going to start inserting that stuff wherever they can. As long as they think they can get away with it, and as long as people are paying for stuff and they're accepting the ads, that's just going to lead them to be like, well, yeah, we're going to remove our paid no ads tier completely, and you're going to have to watch ads regardless if you want to watch our content, because we know that there's a segment of the population that will. And then
Mhm.
I
It's
hate
a
ads.
slippery slope. It's a slippery slope for sure. It 100% is. Either way, I think, guys, I think it's a good idea for HBO Max. I think it would help them. I am worried, just as John is, with the whole slippery slope argument with it. Like, I don't want to see ads becoming a thing. I already said off the top, it's annoying that I pay for the ad-free version of Hulu, but I still get ads for certain programming. It's a bit annoying. Granted, it's just one ad before the show, but still, I'm already paying you. Shouldn't be getting the ads. So, but guys, what do you think about this? Do you think it's a good idea for HBO Max to add this extra tier in? And what do you think about them withholding the theatrical releases and all that good stuff? Let us know what you think down in the comment section below.